Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be focusing on two small areas in my kitchen. One of them being my freezer. As you can see, it's just everything in here is thrown in here. I don't know if anything's expired, so I bought some bins from the Container Store just to see if we can make this a little bit more organized. These are the bins that I bought, 2 medium, 2 large, so really hoping that these fit nicely in the freezer. No, I did not measure. I don't know why I don't measure things. I really don't. I think I just cross my fingers and hope for the best, or I just feel like I can find another use for the bin if it doesn't fit in there. But I get these from Target. I really love these. I use these in my pantry, especially for the shelves that are really high on top. I'm 4'10", so even with my step stool, some of the shelves on the top I can't really reach, so I'll put things in here. That way I can just pull this bin out and grab what I need from there. So I do love those bins. Here's a look at one of the cabinets in our kitchen. That's kind of like our medicine cabinet, if you will. And there's a lot of stuff in here. I have no clue if anything's expired. Clearly you can see we have multiples of a lot of stuff in here. So I want to pull this out, get rid of stuff if need be, and just organize it a little bit better with the Target bins. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, everything is pulled out, the cabinet is empty, and I've laid everything out on my kitchen table. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Like, we have so many bottles of alcohol. I don't even realize that every time we went to Costco or wherever, we were like, oh, let's get alcohol. We do use it a lot. When we're out, we keep it in little spray bottles, so we do use it a lot, but holy cow, I did not realize how many bottles of alcohol we have. And we do have a lot of COVID tests. We do like to test every so often because Mark works with a lot of people, I work with a lot of people, Emma goes to school, so we do test, but we have a lot of stuff in this cabinet. I really need to go through. I'm hoping not too much is expired. I don't like to throw stuff away, but we shall see.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of me and won't let go. I've been sleeping, caught me off my guard, 'cause you're in my space and now I'm so. Hold me towards you and I cannot find shot away from me to be my everything. 'Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. 'Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Shot away.
I really liked how these bins fit in our medicine cabinet here. They pretty much were the length of the cabinet itself. When I use these in my pantries, they're not as long as my pantry, so when I use them on like the bottom shelves, I can put stuff behind them, but unfortunately when I use them on the top shelf, there's no way I'm going to be able to put stuff behind them because I can't reach back there. So that's one of the reasons why I use these again on the very top shelf. So what little I can put up there, I can put in these bins and just, you know, pull the bin out, take what I need, and then put it back. So I really liked that they actually exhausted almost the entire length of this cabinet, so there was really little wasted space. But here I am just putting everything back together. That black bag right there, that's kind of like our to-go first aid kit. So if we ever go someplace, you know, that's going to be a lengthy drive or a road trip, that has a little bit of everything in it, so we just take that with us when we go. But yeah, like I said, we had quite a few bottles of rubbing alcohol, quite a few COVID tests. Again, we go through the COVID tests quite frequently because we test every so often. Again, Mark works with a lot of people, so do I. Emma goes to school, so we just test randomly every now and then just to make sure we're all safe. So we do go through those pretty fast, but the alcohol, we definitely need to use that. So here is the end result of the medicine cabinet. It looks so nice and organized. I didn't have to throw that much away, which I was happy about. But up here we just have our like first aid, any kind of like ointments and stuff like that. Here we have like medicine, like Advil, you could see allergy medicine, the cough drops and whatnot. Here I have the small COVID test because the bigger ones did not fit in there, they were too tall. We have our extra vitamins over here, big tub of Vaseline because I love that for my hands when it gets dry in the winter. Like I said, our big COVID tests on the bottom because they were too tall for that top shelf. Our to-go first aid bag, and all these bottles of alcohol, which again we will use, but we definitely do not need to buy any anytime soon. So yeah, I really like the way it turned out, very organized. I can see everything. And on to the freezer.
We're stuck in this pattern, but I need you close. All I ever wanted was for you to prove me wrong. You're changing our colors again and again. I could never let you go. Something about you feels so different, makes me wanna risk it. Every time I look at you, you pull me back into your river. Swim a little deeper, I don't need to breathe with my head underwater. Not sure I really care. We're all of our demons, and they never disappear. I will forgive you if you're forgiven me. We're stuck in this pattern, but I need you close.
So freezer is all emptied out. I was actually pretty surprised that it wasn't dirtier on the bottom than I thought it would be. I guess that's always a good thing. I mean, there was a lot of crumbs, some hair, stuff like that. So, you know, just the norm, but it really wasn't as dirty as I was thinking it was going to be when I took everything out. So yeah, here I am. I'm just going to get the bins in the freezer. I didn't want to take the labels off until I knew that they would fit, just in case, but I was having the hardest time because they weren't fitting in here and I wasn't able to close that top drawer. So I was getting pretty irritated at myself because yet again, I did a measure. I mean, okay, so I did measure to find out, okay, so I measured the bottom of our freezer just to see the length and the width, so I knew how many bins I could fit in there. But what I didn't take into account was the back of that freezer drawer kind of slants up a little bit. So that did take away from how many of the bins I could actually fit in there when I was thinking that they would fit like 4 perfect puzzle pieces. So we did have that little divider in the middle of our freezer right there. And I ended up just unscrewing the one little screw that was holding it in, so it opened up maybe about 1 inch of extra space in there. So I was able to fit, I think it was the 2 large and 1 medium in there. I wasn't able to fit all 4 of them again because that back slanted up. So I was happy that I was able to use 3 of the 4. I was just getting really frustrated because I kept trying any variation to fit all 4 of them in there and it didn't work. So I will find a home or a use for that 1 extra bin, but you'll kind of see what I did after I put the 3 in there.
You pulling me closer, but don't waste your time. Don't have any time for all your empty lies.
Alright, now I have to go through everything that was in the freezer. I put it on the island, and this is exactly why I desperately needed to go through my freezer. It was just an empty bag of salmon in there. So, I don't know, I'm hoping that was the only actual piece of trash in there, but I do see that there's a lot of multiples of things. We do have like 3 or 4 bags of french fries. I think we have the same thing, like 3 bags of naan bread. So I'm trying to go through and see how many bags of things we have opened, how many things I can combine, any extras I can put in the garage freezer. Like I said, we have a small fridge freezer in the garage, so anytime we buy something extra, I always like to have maybe 1 or 2 extra on hand. Like whenever we go to Chick-fil-A, we don't buy the fries and we just make our own french fries, so those are small ways that we kind of save money too. So we always have a couple bags of french fries on hand, so we put all that in the garage freezer. So I do want to take all of those extra bags of things out of the house freezer and just keep what we use on a daily basis, what's really necessary, all of our things for the shakes. We always have like a bag of chicken, some extra ground beef and stuff like that.
Give me now, I have the time of my life. I'll call your friends, I'll let them know that I'm so done with the tragic boys. Tonight I'll get into my zone. I'll dance until the tears are gone. No time for bad love, bad love, bad love. I'm dancing all these tears away. No time for.
In one of my last videos, I had mentioned to you guys that we really like the Trader Joe's pizza dough, and once in a while we'll make our own pizzas at home on the weekends. However, I noticed that we were wasting a lot of the sauce because we'd use like 1/4 of the jar. I'd put it in the fridge, forget about it, and then by the time I realized it was in there, it was bad. So I started freezing all the leftover sauce in this silicone ice cube tray I got from Target, which has helped us like save every bit of sauce that we didn't use. So if you guys do anything like that where you make your own pizza or have extra sauce, freezing it is a great way to save it and not waste it. But this is all the extra stuff that gets to go in the garage. This is stuff that we don't use every day or we have extra of that doesn't need to be inside of the house. This naan bread we definitely don't eat every day, and this chuck roast was taking up a huge chunk of space in the freezer inside of the house. So yep, everything is going in there. All of that stuff is going in the garage. And here is what is left over in the house freezer. I'm really happy how it turned out because I can, for the most part, see everything. We do have stuff stacked on top of each other, but I know what's in here. Again, this is stuff that we use, if not every day, quite a few times a week, so we don't have to walk in the garage and get stuff that we use more often here. So like I said, I did only get to use 3 of the 4 bins on the bottom. I was able to put some of the bags of fries in the back because you can flatten them out a little bit, and I was trying to use every inch of space in this freezer I can. But we have our seafood in one bin, our chicken and ground beef in another, berries for the shake, and vegetables in this little space where I wasn't able to use a bin. So trying to get every ounce of space in here used up. And you'll see on the sides of those bins, those little pockets, I was actually able to put frozen pieces of fish in there because they're really thin as well. So I didn't let any space go and used. Very happy how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.